Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 26th of September. So starting off looking at the euro dollar, I'm actually looking at it from an hourly perspective because really it tells it all. It's but range bound at the moment. If we come out of the time frames, it's just a tad back, and you can see it on the 4 hourly there, and well, the daily is just in this sort of small range here. That's where we're sitting. Since Friday, Monday, Tuesday, we've barely sort of moved in terms of distance. And it seems that it's all waiting for the FOMC statement this evening at 7 PM UK time. Now, British summertime as it is still. Where to this morning? Well, it's a hard shout for me because it's it's flatlining at the moment. My preference is to be trading with the bigger trend, which in all extent and purposes is still to the upside. It's just stalled where it is at the moment. But the daily pivot's been hit, no surprise there. Maybe if we can start pushing up, I would be looking at the monthly R1, maybe the daily R1 to the upside. But I think we could be in a tight old range today. Downside, of course, support there, maybe down towards the S1, daily S1, and then there's the weekly pivot below. It was actually hit, I checked this, it was hit on a composite price, so on numerous brokers would have hit that pivot, so maybe out of play. Okay, cable. So get into the dailies if I can. Here we go. Dailies, right? So the bullish Harami yesterday, it produced at the beginning of yesterday. It pushed on through that. It's remained amazingly bullish. Bearing in mind the Brexit situation, long time to take a move down, and a shot up rather strongly. It's the old bedstead sort of pattern, as I used to call it. But it's looking, well, still in a bullish movement there, still in a bullish trend. Still got a daily pivot to be hit today, but that in itself could give some support if it gets down there. Now, we'll see how it is, but it's put the lower highs, lower lows in, so at the moment it's still bullish. But opportunities, I'd like to see that daily pivot hit, and if it does, I'd look to be trading it towards the R1. Dollar yen. Does dollar yen load up for me quick enough? There we go. Daily dollar yen. That's a British pound. Here we go. Dollar yen coming up into play. Dollar yen still in this bullish mode on a daily basis. As I said before, from a 4-hour perspective, still higher lows, higher highs, pushing on through there. The weekly pivot doesn't look like it's going to be approached at this point. Did have quite a strong sell-off through the Asian session here today in this last hour, but well, my expectation is maybe just for a continue to the upside at some point, continuation to the upside even. Any further sell-off points, well, maybe back down to this morning's lows, but then we've got the 60-minute 100 and the R2, which is a lesser interest, lower probability of being hit, but with the Fed speaking later, it could be anything could happen later. Aussie dollar. It's a very slow system today. Come on, e-signal. There we go. So the Aussie dollar still at lower highs, lower lows. It's not managed to pitch back. It's had an attempt this morning to pitch into beyond that trend line. That seems to be a very strong trend line for the Aussie at the moment. It's not managing to break it so far. There will be a point, of course. It's going to run through, even if it does it sideward. Solid support where it was sitting there. It's in a bull flag as well in the upside there. I was looking at this yesterday, whether it would take off, but the hourlies had been lower highs, lower lows, and it had been a bit of a problem. It eventually ran up to the 60-50, but didn't break through that. But it did through the Asian session here, and well, it maybe it's got the potential to get back up towards this morning's highs there, and maybe further. It's, as I said, when you look at the bigger picture, it's broken that trend on the 4-hourly stroke hourly time frames. It's come back retesting that sort of that trend. Maybe it will go from there. And finally, the Canadian dollar. Quick look at the Canadian dollar. The Canadian dollar, come on. would be good today. So news whilst this is loading, crude oil inventories at 3:30, then the FOMC economic projections statement, Fed's fund rate at 7 o'clock, then 7:30 really may be the bigger movement, but the statement itself may have enough volatility in at 7:30 press conference there, and then running through from that, if you're trading and been looking at New Zealand dollar as I did in the weekly update, did some more analysis on that, that's sitting there at 10 o'clock. So we'll see how it goes. There was some positivity through for the New Zealand dollar overnight. So where to Canadian dollar daily wise, it's still putting in effectively, it's still sitting in this sort of bear flag here, which suggests potentially more strength and maybe a rollover at some point to continue to the downside. Bigger picture on the I'd say bigger picture, smaller, lower time frame, 60 minutes, just still suggesting actually high lows, high highs, and I drew this on yesterday. Maybe I should just extend that somewhat. There we go. And at the moment, it's well, I say bearish, but more upside potential as we're pushing through that sort of level at the moment. Okay, that's pretty much it for today. As I said, that's the news to watch out for. Fed rates at 7 p.m. and then 7:30 is the key thing. Have a great day. Bye for now.